stop whatever you're doing. Because Remy Ma just transformed a late-night talk show into an all-out crime scene. Yes, you read that correctly. This wasn't a sketch. This wasn't satire. This was Remy Ma supposedly caught on video using drugs backstage like it was part of the script. Now tell me, how does a chart-topping rapper, a self-proclaimed reformed woman, go from being the guest of honor to being led out in handcuffs by 2 officers and a stylist holding her bag? How did we go from lean back to lean away from the proof? And let's not act like this came out of nowhere. The newly surfaced footage, crystal clear, high definition. You can literally witness the regret settle in live. The host's expression, frozen. The audience, baffled. And Remy, unaware. So the major question is, was it a trap, a slip-up, or has Remy Ma been leading a double existence this entire time? One hand on the mic and the other in the wrong purse? Because, darling, the evidence is here. The video is authentic. And the downfall? Oh, it's brutal. Let's break it down. It was meant to be just another evening on the after-hours show with Lance Carter. You know the one, neon signs, jazz interludes, that corny but lovable vibe where celebrities show up to promote their stuff and act like life's perfect. And Remy Ma, she was the main guest. The crew was excited. The publicists were anxious. The fit? Flawless, hair, on point. Everything was going smooth until it wasn't. The backstage camera, the one nobody was ever supposed to see, just coincidentally got leaked. We're talking hacked iCloud vibes, security footage, time-stamped. And in that video, plain as day, Remy's seen leaning over a table. And no, she wasn't touching up her lipstick. She wasn't adjusting her mic. She was allegedly caught doing something not even the best PR team could cover up. Now let's not forget, Remy Ma isn't new to drama. This is the same person who spent 6 years behind bars for shooting someone over a few $100. The same woman who once told Oprah she's left that life and is now all about empowering women. Fast forward to now, she's empowering grams of unidentified white powder in a dressing room. The clip is jarring not just because of what she's allegedly doing, but when she's doing it. This wasn't earlier in the day. This was moments before hitting the live stage. She was literally wiping her nose and stepping into applause like nothing happened. Acting? Possibly. Chaos? Definitely. And let's not forget who was there. This wasn't a private situation, not at all. There were people. A makeup artist tucked in the corner acting blind. A sound tech nervously sipping water like he'd witnessed a crime. And someone, bless them, whispers, "Yo, is that..." right before the sound cuts off. How convenient. Now, here's where things really spiral. Because right as Remy wraps up her little private moment, someone walks in. A young intern. Probably fresh on the job. Probably clueless. And judging by his face, he witnessed something that'll haunt him forever. He froze, jaw dropped, clutching a folder like it was holy protection. And Remy? She locked eyes with him and said, "You didn't see nothing." Classic. But sadly for her, the internet sees everything. Within hours of the clip leaking, hashtags erupted. Remy Ma after hours meltdown are not so lean back. And the fan favorite, from bars to behind bars. People were stunned. Well, some of them. Others, they came with receipts, throwback interviews, club appearances where she seemed a bit too amped. Even a reshared 2019 video where Fat Joe nervously asks, "You good?" mid-chat. The theories started flying immediately. And the show's producers? Completely silent. Zero comment, zero response, total radio silence. In this industry, that's panic mode. Because let's not forget, the after-hours show airs live. No buffer, no redo. If Remy had walked out 5 minutes earlier, we might have witnessed live television history. A real-time intervention. Instead, we watched a slow-motion train wreck. Just before her segment began, Remy vanished for around 12 minutes. The crowd clapped in confusion. The band just kept riffing. And when she finally came back, whew, that strut, that grin. It screamed, "Yeah, I did it, prove it." But then, the camera picked up something else. A quick flash, barely 3 seconds, of Remy backstage again, just left of the curtain, visibly trembling. Whether it was nerves or something darker, we can't say for sure. But what we can say? That's when it all unraveled. security was seen muttering into headsets. A woman with a clipboard sprinted past the curtain, and then an abrupt switch to commercial, just as Remy was about to speak. Now think about that. How often does a live show suddenly cut someone off? This wasn't a Kanye Taylor moment. No profanity was dropped. This was a booked appearance. She was meant to discuss her upcoming docuseries, Reminisce, Redemption or Regret. Fitting title, huh? So why was it canceled? Sources say producers made the call in real time. Reportedly, one of the show's financiers threatened to yank their support if Remy went on air in that state. Another insider claims the host, Lance Carter himself, declined to share the stage after seeing the footage. Reportedly, he told the crew, "If she's showing up like that, I'm not rolling the cameras." And that, dear viewers, is when the panic turned into protocol. Remy was quietly removed from the venue. No chaos, no shouting. Just 2 security personnel, a nearly crying publicist, and a very disoriented Remy Ma being guided into a black SUV. And guess who was waiting outside? Papoose. Yep, Mr. Loyalty himself. The same man who stood by her during her time behind bars. The same one who's called her his ride or die for over 10 years. The same man who, according to someone on the scene, looked at her and simply asked, "Again, Remy? Again?" You could feel the disappointment from a mile away. And this is where things take a darker turn. Because not long after that SUV left the lot, someone, most likely a crew member, posted a pixelated snippet from the backstage footage. Just a few seconds, no audio. But it was more than enough. Enough to cause outrage. Enough to send Twitter into chaos. Enough for TMZ to post a fuzzy preview and label it exclusive. And enough to bring law enforcement into the mix. Because, honey, now it's a legal situation. Just hours after that grainy clip surfaced, the NYPD confirmed they were reviewing concerning footage allegedly involving Reminisce Smith, also known as Remy Ma. And we already know what that implies. Translation? They're not just watching, they're gathering, they're investigating, and maybe they're filing charges. But wait, it gets uglier. The full surveillance video, uncut, unfiltered, and very much illegal to share, leaked online through a burner X, formerly Twitter account named at Bronx Backstage Leaks. Real subtle. Within 20 minutes, the clip had hit over 3.2 million views. Within 2 hours, it was picked up by the Shade Room, Baller Alert, and even Barstool Sports, because apparently they couldn't resist the drama either. And when TMZ dropped a blurred-out version with the headline, "Remy Ma Caught," behind-the-scenes breakdown sparks police interest. Yeah, it was game over. Suddenly, media outlets began treating this like a full-blown criminal probe. And not the light kind with a warning. We're talking real legal trouble, drug possession, reckless behavior, potential probation violation, and according to one insider close to the district attorney's office, we're not just examining her actions. We're examining what she brought into a secured facility. That's a major violation. This goes beyond a celebrity slipping up. Now hold up. If you think this is just tabloid fluff, let me make it plain. The show where it all went down, the After Hours show, shot inside a prominent network building, which means government oversight, which means federal involvement, which means Remy Ma didn't just allegedly break the law, she did it on corporate property. Insiders claim the security department is in full panic mode, reviewing who entered the premises, what was brought in, and how that footage ended up leaked. One anonymous producer admitted, "It wasn't just Remy. This is a collective failure. This could jeopardize the entire season." And the real kicker? Whispers say the FBI may be stepping in because allegedly the substance seen on camera, it's not just a casual party drug. Several gossip pages are reporting, again allegedly, that it was a Schedule I drug, the kind that leads to federal court, not just celebrity rehab headlines. Meanwhile, the public? They've turned this into a circus. Twitter detectives analyzing the angle of her pinky finger for evidence of intent. TikTok creators matching this footage to old Remy appearances to spot changes in demeanor. One viral clip, with over 1.7 million views, ends with someone saying, "You can't tell me she wasn't high during her Wendy Williams interview in 2021. Look at her eyes." It's become a social media trial, a meme frenzy, a digital witch hunt, all happening live. But wait, there's more. Re-enter Papoose. Just 12 hours after the clip spread online, he posted and quickly deleted an Instagram story. White background, black text, You hold someone down for years, and then this. No mentions, no explanation, just pain. But that single post ignited speculation. Was it over between them? Were the separation rumors true? Had he known what was going on the whole time? Then things really escalated. Minutes after that story disappeared, Claressa Shields, Remy's longtime rival, tweeted something cryptic. Whew, karma wow. Not only was it shady, it felt intentional. And of course, the internet grabbed it and ran wild. Screenshots everywhere, think pieces flooding timelines, YouTube live streams titled, "Claressa finally says something. Was she right about Remy all along?" Let's not forget, just 2 weeks ago, Claressa publicly accused Remy of leading a double life. People laughed, brushed it off as petty drama. But now, that statement's looking more like a prediction. As if that wasn't enough, Fat Joe went live on Instagram to try and ease the heat. Keyword, try. He looked like someone caught off guard. Y'all know Remy, I know Remy. We've been through a lot, but let's not jump to conclusions until we have all the facts. But honestly, the facts already made their entrance, and they brought crystal clear video and a potential warrant with them. Even the Breakfast Club chimed in. Charlemagne kicked off the show with, "If that clip's real, and it sure looks legit, then the question is, what's Remy avoiding? Because it's not responsibility." Harsh. Meanwhile, several media sources revealed that Remy's camp is now fully lawyered up. A crisis communications firm has been brought in. And get this, she's reportedly thinking about entering a private wellness facility due to exhaustion. Oh please, that old move again. And y'all, here's the insider scoop. According to a leaked DM between a verified stylist and a blogger, Remy wasn't even originally scheduled for the appearance. Allegedly, she demanded a last-minute slot on the lineup after her team pleaded with producers for a quick win to help shift the narrative following her rumored fallout with Papoose. So not only was this a last-ditch PR play, it turned into a media catastrophe. And just when it seems like it couldn't spiral any further, a backstage staffer posted a TikTok claiming they warned higher-ups beforehand. In their words, she came in off, like really off, sweaty, fidgety, talking in circles. I asked my manager, "Are we sure she's okay to be on air?" And they said, "It's Remy Ma, she'll be fine." Spoiler, she wasn't. And now, the fallout is stacking up like overdue reports. We're talking potential contract violations, lawsuits, sponsors jumping ship. One of the show's beauty sponsors, Glowfinity Cosmetics, has already pulled all of Remy's promo content and quietly issued a statement saying they stand for safe, empowered women and will not collaborate with individuals who endanger that mission. Yikes. And somehow, it still manages to worsen. Because based on unconfirmed chatter, Remy Ma has been officially barred from the network's studio premises until further notice. Not put on hold, banned. And that, folks, brings us to the final act. Because when public scrutiny, legal pressure, and personal betrayal converge, that's a recipe for a complete implosion. Now here we are. The lights are off. The damage is irreversible. And Remy Ma? She's facing the largest scandal of her career. And that's saying something, considering her legal history already rivals a novel. Let's talk aftermath. Just 2 days after the footage went viral, the Manhattan DA's office officially stated they are investigating recent claims related to an event at the After Hours show's studio involving a public figure. Translation, Remy Ma is now under active investigation. And the potential charges? Oh, it's bad. Possession of an illegal substance, interference with a live broadcast, reckless endangerment, breach of parole conditions, potential distribution intent? Yes, that last one, heavily whispered behind the scenes. Allegedly, the quantity seen in the leaked video wasn't for personal use, according to what prosecutors have reviewed. Meaning this isn't Remy slipped backstage. This could be Remy was allegedly trafficking drugs while scheduled to appear on national television. And the harshest part? She's still officially on supervised release from her previous conviction. Insiders say her attorneys are now working non-stop to arrange a voluntary hand-in to avoid a public takedown or a surprise arrest. Because let's be real, no one wants to see Remy Ma getting taken in outside of a Dunkin' Donuts. But here's the twist. The network isn't staying quiet either. NBC Studios, the owners of the After Hours show, just issued an official statement declaring a strict zero-tolerance drug policy violation that may lead to a civil suit. Yup, you read that right. In addition to facing potential criminal charges, Remy could now be hit with a multi-million-dollar legal claim from the network for brand damage, on-set safety risks, and breach of operational protocol. And if you assumed that was the conclusion, think again. Because now, oversight organizations are stepping in. According to files circulated by investigative reporter Lexi Monroe, the FCC has received several formal complaints from viewers who claim they noticed something was off during the broadcast and want to understand why a possibly impaired guest was permitted to appear. And remember, Remy's segment never made it to air. But the live audience was present, and a few of them already speaking publicly. TikTok user @Shay from Harlem uploaded a 3-part series titled, "I Was There When Remy Ma Got Removed." In the now viral footage, she alleges, "We heard shouting backstage, then everything just halted. The host came out and announced the show was ending early. We didn't even get our Q&A session." Worse still, one audience attendee has supposedly hired legal counsel, claiming they endured emotional harm from witnessing Remy being escorted off mid-episode. Welcome to the era of litigation culture. Meanwhile, in the realm of hip-hop and entertainment gossip, everyone's distancing themselves. Endorsements, business deals, even longtime allies. You remember that documentary series Reminisce, Redemption or Regret, that was intended to reframe her narrative and finally share her journey? Canceled. Quietly scrubbed from all streaming platforms. HBO Max even put out a statement saying, "We continue to prioritize stories that are inspiring and empowering. In light of current events, this project no longer reflects our mission." Brutal. Not even a soft exit. The BET Awards? Her tribute was scrapped. That upcoming magazine cover she was meant to headline? Pulled. And her fellow artists? They're distancing quicker than fans at a chaotic festival. An insider shared with Rap Report Weekly. No one wants to be linked to a sinking brand, especially one leaking receipts. And on the topic of receipts, guess who's reportedly cooperating with the cops? The intern. Yes, the same new staffer who walked in and caught Remy mid-moment, allegedly submitted a written testimony detailing what he observed and confirmed this wasn't the first incident. Whew, let's look at the picture clearly now. Remy Ma is staring down potential imprisonment. Her relationship appears to be falling apart. Her reputation is in ruins. And even the streets, yes, the streets, are murmuring that this time she's through. But don't get it twisted. Remy's trying to reclaim the story. Her public relations team just issued a carefully crafted message that reads, "Ms. Smith is currently undergoing evaluation and intends to enter a health facility for fatigue, recovery, and emotional clarity. She is grateful to her supporters for their continued encouragement." Girl, we've heard this narrative before. It's giving publicity rehab, not to be confused with actual rehabilitation. Because so far, no defense attorney has confirmed she's agreed to treatment, which suggests this evaluation could just be a well-decorated rental with no cameras. And you'd think, just maybe, Remy Ma would lay low after all this. But nope. One grainy paparazzi photo of her slipping into a dark SUV has gone viral, and fans are zooming in like it's security footage. One user literally wrote, "Zoom in. That's a county-issued bracelet. Somebody confirm that wrist." Others weren't laughing. One tweet that blew up simply said, "From love and hip-hop to chains and lockup." Sheesh. The internet has zero mercy. And here comes the final blow. Remember Papoos's vague IG post? Well, turns out it wasn't just heartbreak, it was a warning. Papoose has officially moved out. Several insiders close to the couple report he's already removed his things from their home and has been spotted house hunting solo in New Jersey. One person close to him shared, "He's devastated, but he gave her a warning, and now he's finished. There's nothing left to fix." So what now? The love story's over. The persona is broken, and Remy Ma, once the comeback queen who rose from lockup to chart topper, has taken the hardest fall of her life. And as she braces for what's next, charges, legal hearings, press storms, one question remains. Is this the conclusion, or just the start of something even messier? Because if you think this is wild, baby, just wait till the audio drops. This is where we are. Remy Ma, once the champion of redemption arcs, now the face of a full-on celebrity disaster. From a late-night taping to viral leaks, criminal scrutiny, and a full-blown brand implosion, this may be the biggest fall from grace of the year. But what do y'all think? Was this all a trap? A desperate cry? Or has Remy been spiraling behind the curtain while acting like she had it together? Is she being unfairly treated? Or is karma just clocking in? Drop your takes in the comments. Was Clarissa ahead of the curve? Is Papoose truly walking away for good? Or are we about to see a wild twist no one expected? And if you're here for the chaos, the proof, and the stories celebrities pray never see daylight, smash that like, hit subscribe, and turn on alerts so you don't miss another deep dive from Gossip Star Vibe. Because trust, if it leaks, if it explodes, if it ends careers, we're the ones breaking the story. This ain't just tea, it's Gossip Star Vibe. And baby, we stay locked in.